Money FM 89.3, best of breakfast. Mind your business, only on Money FM 89.3.
Thanks for joining us on Money FM 89.3. It's Mind Your Business with me, Audrey Seek, and Ryan Huang. Okay, hands up if you've ever popped in a pair of Bluetooth earphones and you end up spending a lot of time adjusting them, hoping they won't fall out, or just tolerating that weird, uncomfortable fit. Yep, we've all been there. But now imagine this. Earphones that actually mold to your ears, not just great sound, but designed to fit just you, your ears, your lifestyle, your preferences.
That's exactly what today's guests are working on, building customizable Bluetooth in-ear monitors that are not just about great sound, but real comfort and personal experience. So to find out how he and his partner are shaking things up in the audio space and how they are redefining what custom fit really means, we are pleased to welcome on the show Benjamin So, co-founder of Plexsonic. Good morning, Benjamin.
Hi, good morning, Ryan. Thanks for the great intro, man.
And also alongside him is Xavier Chow, brand Marketeer for Plexsonic. Good morning, Xavier.
Hey, morning, Ryan.
Good morning. Great to have the two of you here in the studio today. So let's start at the beginning. You guys were both actually in the Air Force, right? Before diving into the world of audio, which is quite a career jump. So tell us a bit about that journey and what made you passionate about this space. And while you're at it, what's wrong with the one-size-fits-all earphones we've been stuck with all this while? Let's start with Benjamin.
So I've been in the Air Force for quite a while, and really we as pilots fly with earphones under our helmets, and these earphones are always really uncomfortable. They don't fit that well, and flying multiple hours in million-dollar aircraft, that's not a good thing, right? So we really decided that we need to do something about it. I've been an audiophile for a long, long time, and I've had my first pair of customs even before I was in the Air Force. So that really changed the way I look at fit and how comfort goes about, which brought me the idea of why don't I do that in the Air Force and try to bring that custom fit to our work. I did it. We made a custom fit earbud for the aviation side of things. And that was like a spark of an eureka moment for me, right? I've always had my customs. They were always wired, expensive, hard to get. You had to wait long times.
Yeah.
And the universal fit really doesn't do very well. Like if you have all that gear behind you, but it just doesn't fit, you lose all that sound quality, you don't get the best sound, you basically lose everything, whatever you spent on. Yeah. And so that's where we decided to combine the two together and really make custom fit earphones accessible, available. And surprisingly, Bluetooth ones don't really exist at the moment. We are the first ones to really integrate that fully wireless solution into a Bluetooth earphone and give you that best sound quality. So that's what we really set out to do in order to make that convenience, give that convenience to the everyday person and also make it affordable. In the case of Imad was talking about $500 earphones, that's like where you get entry-level stuff for customs. At the top end, it can be 5 digits.
Whoa.
And we don't really want to do that. We really want to bring it down to what everybody can use every day.
All right, Xavier, let's bring you into the conversation. You're the brand marketer, so I'm going to get help to paint what it sounds like. Now, why should someone try it out? Because a lot of people are used to, at least they've grown up using the typical wired stuff that comes with whatever phones or devices that come with it. What makes it different? How does it sound different?
So first of all, the custom fit really molds it to your ear, and so what you get is this perfect seal. So nowadays, the wireless, earphone community, they're always talking about ANC, right, and active noise cancellation. How that works is that it actually shoots a frequency, right, to counter-react the various sounds, to block out certain frequencies in the background noise, like your MRT noises, airplanes, etc., etc. So what we do over here instead, right, is we use the natural shape of your ear, together with the material of our earphones to create a natural seal that blocks out surrounding noise. So what that means is that, you get a better fit, you get a better sound, and because the nozzle of the ear tips actually go way deeper into your ear canal compared to normal earbuds, so you really hear a lot more of the drivers behind our technology.
Yeah, it's so custom fit that you can't share it with someone else because it's really to your ears.
Correct.
So we actually had the chance to try out the customization process last week, Ryan and I, and I've got to say it was pretty eye-opening. Ryan, you have very clean ears.
Ear-opening.
Yes. So for those who haven't experienced it, can you tell us what they can expect when they come in to create their own custom earphones? Like, walk us through the whole process.
So coming into our store, you will get your ear impressions taken. Ear impressions basically are the mold that you were talking about. We get two-part putty, we mix it up, inject it into your ear, making sure that there's nothing there before we do that. Once we get that mold, that's really our canvas for how we make the earphones. We'll show you right in front of you the modeling process as well as how we scan everything, which you will not normally see in a custom boutique shop. You would normally just take your impressions, bye-bye, come back 6 months or 6 weeks to 6 months later and get your earphones. But what we do in-house is that we do the modeling process in front of you, show how we make the fit better, how we model your ear. Then after that, we 3D print a custom block for you so that you can try it out immediately within 15 minutes while you listen to the earphones. During that time, while you're waiting, you can listen to the earphones, you can look at the colors, pick your designs. We do custom faceplate designs as well. So you literally can print anything you want. You can print your wife's face, your girlfriend's.
Love it.
I don't know if anybody would do that, but that's a possibility right there. And then once the fit is done, once the print is done, you will get to try it out on the spot. Tell us your feedback. If there's anything that doesn't fit that well, we can adjust it. You want it to go a little deeper, a little more snug, we can do that as well. So that's really the level of personalization we do for each and every of our customer.
Yeah, so I remember having that feeling of Play-Doh being pushed into my ears, and within 15 minutes I was holding on to a mold, which I actually brought to the studio today, and comparing my mold to Ryan's. Ryan's molds were way bigger. You have way bigger ears. And so it was so interesting to see the whole process of how this works, right?
Yeah, talking about process, I'm quite curious about the journey of coming through from the Air Force, starting your own business, all the unfamiliar roles of having to hire people and just marketing yourself out there. What was it like on the first few days of this business journey? What were some of the things on your to-do list? I suppose there are many stories behind it.
Yeah, so one of the things, I really hate to use the buzzword, but AI helps so much.
Oh, okay.
Everything I need to know, I ask ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where I learn most of the stuff. And it really works, although sometimes it does make mistakes. Just need to fact check it. But it really superpower is like really a superpower where it enhances your learning so fast and so furious.
What's something you checked out or queried?
So at the start, I really didn't know a lot about how to set up my shop, where to get all the stuff, regulations like that, right? So I would typically ask ChatGPT, how would I do this in a shop? How would I navigate some of the regulations that the government has? What are the funds that I could use? Where could I dip in terms of government funding? And it was really helpful because ChatGPT will tell you exactly what you need, and it will give you sites to go so that you can actually click and read the actual black and white to make sure that it's correct.
Yeah, so it sounds like technology behind the scenes really helped you guys make these earphones smarter and better. I do want to get into the fitting process to the final product. We're all guilty of also turning up the volume a little bit too loud sometimes, especially with all day kind of streaming. Beyond comfort and sound quality, how can a good pair of custom earphones actually help protect our hearing in the long run?
In the world of earphones, fit is everything. Without the good fit, you're not going to get the best sound. Your bass is going to drop off, and people like bass, right? So they're going to turn up that volume really up high. And that's really where you get hearing damage and all that bad stuff coming in. So what the custom fit would do is that it will give you that perfect seal every single time so that you get the correct sound and you get isolated from the world around you. So much so that we actually have to put in a transparency mode so that if you're walking around, you can hear stuff going on.
Wow.
Yeah. So without that transparency mode, it really seals everything out and it really keeps you in that zone. And once you're well sealed up from the world, you don't need to increase your volume that high. And that really helps you protect your hearing.
Yeah, I'm just going back to that business journey process again. What are some of the lessons you picked up along the way, setting up shop in the past 2 years that you think other folks who might want to follow your footsteps could learn from?
Yeah, I would say that speaking to a lot of startup founders or them, you're running a hardware business, that's like the hardest business to do, right? So one thing that I always tell people is that there are so many players in the market, right? How do you be competitive and how do you stand out from there? And competition is so tight nowadays. It's really try not to look at what other people are doing and see what other people are not doing that you could plug the gap in the market. Yeah.
And Xavier, as a young startup, how do you get a brand out there? What have been some of the more successful ways of reaching out? And who do you reach out to?
So I think we do a lot of social media marketing this couple of months, and that's where we see the most returns. So as a startup, we wanted to work with many different people, right? So originally we targeted the athleisure group through social media influencer marketing campaigns and stuff like that. So these are some of the channels that Plexsonic has been up to in the last couple of months. But recently, we are shifting gears to target more towards the audiophile community. Because our product is really one of the only ones that you can get it in a custom format and wireless as well.
Yeah, would you say that the audiophile community is actually big and kind of growing here in Singapore?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we know that custom IEMs for musicians can go from $500 to over $2,000. You also mentioned 5 digits there. But you've managed to offer this premium custom-fit Bluetooth earphones that are much more accessible and faster as well. How are you pulling this off? What's the strategy behind your pricing and production speed, and how much would it run somebody who's interested in getting a pair of their headphones?
Yeah, so what the traditional custom earphones would cost, you're right, 500 all the way to 5 digits, right? That is really very expensive. So what we did, right, was in order to make the Bluetooth and the custom fit happen, right, we really had to tear down every single thing. We had to challenge the norms of how true wireless systems are built, how they are charged, and also how the entire manufacturing process, we had to rethink the entire manufacturing process in order to make it cost effective and cheap for someone to be able to buy. Yeah, while maintaining the standards of what custom IEMs are. And if you look at musician custom IEMs, they are really works of art. They look good, they sound good, they are really made to the exact T, right? So by tearing down every single process and rebuilding everything up from scratch, we really found our niche and how to build custom earphones with really the ease of assembly. We really made sure that everything was easy to do. Your typical custom earphones would take a master craftsman a long time to build. We really built up that process in a way that I could pick someone off the street with a good pair of hands, train him up in a week, and he will be able to do whatever process in our production line to the best of their ability and still get the same quality that you would expect of a custom earphone.
Yeah, we're actually out of time, but before you go, you talked about your product line. Can you tell us what else you guys offer, and maybe, any plans to expand into other customizable audio gear, maybe even hearing aids one day?
Yeah, so our custom earphone Strato runs for $449, the base model. We're having a promotion now, 10% off for the month. And we really do locally, Singapore market is not as big as we think it is. We really want to move overseas, go out into the overseas market. We're looking at expansion into Europe as well as US to bring this product out to them.
Wow.
And we think it will do well in those markets.
All right. All the best to Plexsonic as you guys grow. It's been fascinating hearing how you're combining tech, personalization, and comfort to totally rethink the earphone experience. Benjamin, Xavier, it was great having you in today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
Audrey.
you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Stay with us on The Breakfast Show on Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.